Rader here in the Alaska Garden. I'm with UAF Cooperative Extension Service and Tanana Chiefs Conference. I'm here in Homer, Alaska, checking out all the cool things farmers are doing here to extend the season, like high tunnels, hoop houses, low tunnels, and also the other cool tools they're using as small-scale farmers. I'm here with Emily Garrity at Twitter Creek Gardens, and she's going to show us how she makes her own soil blocks. So, Emily, what are the important things when you're making soil blocks to think about?
The important things are the soil makeup, the moisture level, and just the ability to grow a healthier plant in soil blocks, in my experience, than in the cell packs that are traditionally used.
Mm-hmm. And you also save a lot of plastic by using soil blocks too, right?
Yep, exactly. So all of our soil blocks go into wooden trays that we make from local lumber. So,
okay.
And they last a lot longer than a plastic tray would.
Okay. And did you make all of these wooden trays yourself?
With a small team, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
We make them all here on farm.
Okay.
So we get raw boards and we rip them down and chop them up and glue them and nail them together.
Do they dry out more quickly when they're in soil blocks than when they're in plastic cells?
You know, not in my experience. We've been doing some starts in the plug trays, and those tend to dry out faster than our soil blocks, but I think it's also to do with the amount of soil per seedling.
Okay, great. So what kind of soil are you using?
So we do a mixture of just regular potting soil. We use a Sunshine Organic mix, and then we add, so every time we're doing a batch, we add 4 5-gallon buckets of potting soil, and then we do 1 5-gallon bucket of compost, and then we do 1 cup of our soil amendment mix. It's just a powdered bone meal, blood meal, and green sand.
Okay, great.
So that gives the plants the nutrients they need to grow really healthy as transplants.
Great. And this is what you use to make the soil blocks?
It is, yeah. This is a more commercial version. It's a stand-up blocker. You can also, there's hand ones that you can use on a home scale, but this is really effective at making a lot of blocks in a go, which often we're seeding somewhere between 800 and 1,600 blocks at a time.
Okay. Well, can you demonstrate how you make them?
Yep. We keep a bucket close to our soil mix station so we can kind of just rinse our blocker off. Okay. We already have some pre-mixed soil, and again, the moisture level is really important. For us, one way to tell is to take up a ball of the soil and squeeze it, and when the water's just coming out in your fingers, that's about the right moisture level, and it sticks together.
Okay.
At that point. So all we have to do is, the key is to really jam soil in there more than you would even think. So I kind of twist and jam at the same time. And then I have a flat space on my soil blocking container here where I tamp it. I push this down to kind of tamp it in there even more. And then we have our soil block trays right here next to them. And release. Yep.
And then you just plant the seeds in those holes that it makes.
Yep, so these trays here are built specific to the size of our soil blockers. This size is 80 blocks per tray, and then we use for bigger plants, we use a 48 block per tray stand-up soil blocker.
And did it take you a while to figure out your potting soil mixture and your moisture content?
It did. In the New Organic Grower, written by Elliot Coleman, he has a soil block recipe that we kind of went off of, and then we tweaked it to work for us, and the moisture level definitely took some time, and actually even the technique takes a little bit of time to hone in.
Yeah, great. And so here's some plants you've planted in these soil blocks, and they look pretty happy here. And why do you think they grow a little bit better in this type of soil block versus the plastic pots? So
the deal with the soil blocks is because of in the blockers, you see there's a little piece of metal that actually kind of forms the blocks, but that also offers an air space between each block, so the plants are air pruned. Often when you pull a plant out of the plastic cell packs, the roots are really root bound, and that's the plant is just triggered to send out one root, and it grows and grows and grows in spirals. Whereas when the plant is growing in a soil block, as soon as a root hits the airspace, then the plant is triggered to send out another root, so it has a really healthy multi-root system going into a transplant. Nice. And there's a little bit more surface area or soil quantity in a soil block than there are in those typical cell packs.
Right, because you can fit a little bit more in.
Yep.
Well, thanks. That sounds like a really sustainable way to start your seedlings.
Yeah, we really like it, and it makes great transplants going out into our field.
Great.
Yeah.